these guys do in this game, as it is going to be on the top left-hand side from Team Grubby.
Yeah, and in the bottom right from Team Druids we have Duggi, which kind of sounds like Grubby if you pronounce it like that. Yeah, technically I don't think there is a Team Grubby, but it's not an actual gaming team, and there's all sorts of technicalities
It's Grubby and Cassandra, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. I mean, technically I'm a member of Team Grubby, but that's really not how it works. So.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious to see what Duggi. Oh, here we go again. What Duggi is going to do in terms of play. Is he going to go for that aggressive Reaper opening, which is quite viable on this map, of course, being a two-player map, or is he going to go for the somewhat longer game?
Yeah, I'm gonna be surprised what both of these players are doing actually. If you're watching the DSCL right now and you want to tweet about watching the games tonight, I think this is the point to do it because we have a big name here, Grubby. Tell all your friends to watch this game because I think that Duggi really does have a chance against him. It's an impressive player from Groot.
Yeah, I think I'll just do that right now. So, standard 13 gate from Grubby. Nothing too special in terms of build order so far. Are we going to see an early gas from the turn? Yes or no? That's mostly the question.
Yep, that's something that every Protoss wants to find out as well when they're playing against Terran. You kind of can't go a Nexus first on a two-player map like this because of the potential of Reapers. Now he is going for the gateway and then two assimilators before the cybernetic core, which would indicate there is a possibility of Stargate. It really depends. If he puts two guys in the geysers, it could be anything. If he puts three in, it's usually Stargate.
Yeah,
And
double gas. I don't know. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I really think we're either going to see Stargate or DT opening.
Yep, Stargate or DTs is really the name of the game right now. And for Duggi, we do have a geyser coming down before expansion as well. So he could go and make some Reapers after the Marine finishes. It's going to be 2 Marines before he can make a Reaper though.
Yeah, I really think he's going to throw down the reactor on his barracks once the second Marine finishes, which is kind of more standard in TVP these days. And then perhaps transition into something like Widow Mines. Honestly, you can really do anything with a 15 gas opening if you want to.
Yeah, it's really nice as a Terran to get that gas early on. So you can transition out of the standard Marines earlier. Once your expansion finishes and you throw down your second barracks, you can already start a tech lab on it. You can get your factory a little bit earlier, get those medevacs out earlier. Everything just synchronizes a little bit better. Now the reason you need a lot of minerals early on is though because you need to make some missile darts against a Stargate opening. And we do see Grubby's proxying something, and guess what it is?
It's going to be Stargate, and it's going to get spotted immediately by this Marine. Excellent awareness, and he might have, like I mentioned, he might have done a bit of scouting on Grubby and his playstyle, because this is a very common move by him from what I've seen from his stream, knowing that, if you see double gas from him, there was a lacking pylon. He only had 2 pylons in his base, which is very suspicious once he gets 24 supply. He also was not chrono boosting either his Nexus or his cybernetics core. So, the tech, it has been spotted, and all for Duggi to do at this point is expand and defend.
Yep, Duggi does know what's going on. Now, he doesn't have an engineering base, so he's not going to make any turrets like we saw previously from Androida. He's going to make a bunker in his mineral line instead. That's something that will defend the Marines, because of course Marines take a lot of damage from the Oracles. So that's a good decision, I feel like, because 5 Marines against an Oracle, crazy as it might seem, you could lose 2 and it could just retreat and regenerate shield, fly in with a friend, and then kill all your SCPs regardless. So that's going to be a nice defensive position. Grubby is going to go ahead and go to the expansion, and he's going to cancel that bunker being built, I think, like 1 second before it finishes, yep. And it's going to do a lot of damage here.
Oh, very close. Almost loses the Oracle.
Yep.
He had a really good position there when he managed to prevent the bunker from going up. Actually focusing down these Marines one by one to do as much damage as possible. Throwing down a proxy pylon right in the face of his opponent. Warp gate now finishing up, but he's only on... Oh, he's got 3 gates. That's quite sufficient. Rallying the gates to his stalkers at this point, and we're going to see a warp in as soon as this pylon finishes, I feel. But we have a lot of Marines plus a second bunker on the front, so what is Grubby going to do? And the answer is painfully obvious. Duggi actually cancelled he recalled the bunker in his base and threw down a Widow Mine, which only just survived.
And it's going to kill the Oracle. That wasn't a bad trade at all for Duggi. Now the Widow Mine has been spotted, so Grubby's going to be aware that there are Widow Mines on the map. He could reposition it to the front of his base because that's where the main focus is going to be. We have some Stalkers poking up, but this
Second
bunker
Oracle.
should hold.
It's gonna get repaired, so he's,
Yep.
Duggi really holds the front at this point. Well, another Oracle makes his way into his base, takes down a couple of SCVs, and the Widow Mine has almost gone off cooldown. SCVs once again being, rallied towards its natural, and Grubby is just keeping up the free gate pressure with the Stargate. Putting Duggi in a really tough position here.
Yeah, the reason it's so hard for Duggi to defend is because he doesn't have any stationary defenses against the Oracle. So every time Grubby moves the Oracle between the two bases, he has to move the Marines between the two bases. Then he can pressure the front because not all of his army is at the front. And the main army from Grubby will be from the gateways. So the most power will come from the front. But you cannot just send 2 or 3 Marines to defend against an Oracle. You need to send at least 5, I think, to really be comfortable against it. And this Oracle on the main base is going to do a lot of damage once again. And we see that Grubby should reinforce in the
so
front.
smart.
So,
If you look at
so
that Oracle, he just put it outside of range of the Widow Mine, and he's put it on hold position so it won't move into it and just, it will just fire on any SCVs and mules that will get into its range. And, there's 4 mules down there at the mineral line, so any prevention you can do, it's going to be awesome.
Yep, we also have a Widow Mine in the expansion and also a missile turret, so the expansion is not going to be pressured by these Oracles.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay,
I think it would have been easier for Duggi if he did this in the main base instead of the expansion, because
He's
if you
gonna
keep
go
your
for
army
killing
at
blow.
the expansion, but we do see a big army moving in by Grubby trying to bust it with the Oracles. Beautiful micro on the Oracles. There's going to be a repair, but it's going to be too little too late. And I don't think that Duggi can hold this. Nope, he cannot.
GG.